Joy Behar makes a normally gross gesture for her. That's coming right up as they all weigh in on Trump's VP pick. He's having a retreat, and they're wrong and gross about everything, but they also bring up some names that I've heard recently bump around these days. Let's watch. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. Even though we watch The View, this is kind of where mass media, pop culture, including Democrats who watch TV, where they're at. Let's spy on The View.
Trump is holding a retreat to audition his potential picks for vice president. Doug Burgum, Elise Stefanik, Marco Rubio, Tim Scott, J.D. Vance, Byron Donald.
So the one I'm most intrigued by and fearful of in terms of helping Trump's electability is Marco Rubio.
So Marco Rubio is a big name that I like a lot too. I think it's also scary. I don't see him getting a lot of traction. I've been hearing Doug Burgum's name this week. Now that's weird because this guy's like boring cardboard. But we'll get to the rest of that list. And obviously, we've already covered how Kristi Noem is off the list.
Just to speak for African-American voters,
on behalf of the African-American voters, I did not realize Sunny Hostin was African-American. I didn't even know. That's kind of funny. Okay. And I'm sure even though she's beautiful and wears all the makeup and the perfect hair, I'm sure she's just treated like a real second-class citizen by her valet, her assistant, her beautician, her stock market investor.
anyone thinks that Tim Scott is a... Okay? Yeah. The audience is cracking up. Anyone thinks that Tim Scott is going to bring over a bunch of black men?
Tearing down a black man? Maybe she really does represent African-American women.
They really need to just get with it because Tim Scott is the only African-American senator in the Republican Party for a reason.
And what reason is that? She's implying what? That white Republicans hate black conservatives? White Republicans love black conservatives. We adore them. They see it as like the biggest victory party in the world. Because if you can deprogram blacks from the one party, right? You've really found an independent person.
Yeah, there aren't that many Democrats though either. You guys only have what, 3?
Yeah, Sonny. Oops, you only have 3 Democrat black politicians, and unlike Tim Scott, your 3 are complete lunatics.
Yeah, but we have people like Hakeem Jeffries, and we have the. We have people like Cory Booker. We have people like former Senator Kamala Harris, who's now the Vice President of the United States.
Okay, Kamala Harris. I want my black audience to tell me, how proud are you of Kamala Harris? By the way, half Indian also. And then Cory Booker, who is known as that weird, stared off, crazy guy. And then Hakeem Jeffries, part of the extremely anti-Israel left. There's your pride and joy. And we have normal Tim Scott.
In case, Marco Rubio hasn't been out there like professing, I love Donald Trump.
Right. He actually said those. Didn't he actually say those words?
He said,
I love you to Donald Trump.
Oh, Joy. That's insensitive to women that you would make that gesture, of course. But there you go. There's Joy. She couldn't resist because Trump repulses her so much. Remember, she was fawning all over him, grabbing his hair back 20 years ago, loving on him. Then he runs. And now she's saying it's just gross. I only want to know, would she make that gesture? Would she ever do it to Joe Biden, sniffing the hair of little girls?
Kristi Noem is not going to help. That's what I mean. If Kristi Noem and Elise.
And now they're repeating MSNBC's puppy murderer thing on Kristi Noem. I've already weighed in on defending her, and I've already been pushed back by my audience. No, you're wrong, Doug. I'm not going to get into it now. I'll only say I disagree with the view that Kristi Noem is a puppy murderer. And maybe you agree with them.
January 6th is ingrained in my memory, and it should be ingrained in every single person's memory in the United States of America.
And she gets all angry, going like, we have to ingrain it. See, the problem with having January 6th ingrained in your head is we've watched our campuses erupt with the exact same footage or worse of the Palestinian protests. which is the Democrat Party protesting on the campus. So yeah, we have January 6th footage ingrained in our head. We're seeing it all this week.
You know, can I
And it
just
was
say one
wise
thing?
of Biden to get out and give us.
Somebody's behind that with money. I'm sorry. Who bought those tents, for example?
Oh, I definitely. There's
Two
agitators who
Palestinian rights
for
groups
sure.
that are actually, until we end Israel, we will not stop.
There's-
Yeah, it's all astroturfing. They're all calling out Sonny Hostin. Someone paid for this and they don't like it. But regardless, it's still your party, your Soros people paying for it. It's the same people that opened up the border and paid for that. It's dial-up. By the way, the same people that paid for Black Lives Matter. Same people that pay for all of your protests.
There
Yeah.
are also
right.
anti-protesters that have come in and caused violence to these encampments. Let's not forget.
Okay, here comes she would never say the protesters conducted violence. She goes, only the anti-protesters are the violent ones. That would be either the Jews, which for Sonny making that call out does not surprise me once again, or the patriots, the guys that are wearing the red, white, and blue suspenders going out in the frat boys defending the college, and the Jews. My Christian friends are out there. And she's going, oh, no, they're the violent ones. No, Sonny, you ain't been watching who's being violent. You liar.
That part of the story, that part.
You know what? There's
Let's
a lot of parts to the
Can I just
story.
also
Yeah.
say this? Let's also remember that these kids that are protesting are kids that grew up with active fire drills. And for them to be subjected to the type of police violence that we are seeing on the nightly news.
Okay, I guess the police are violent. Sonny's back to defund the police again. Boy, that was quick. That was quick. They're back on that narrative now of blame the police.
Right, I think that, what's his name, Doug Burgum, he should pick him. He's the most boring one.
He also has no name recognition.
And that's exactly what
He is a billionaire, though.
He has a
Doug Burgum is the name I just heard this week. It surprised me. I heard it from my Beltway, Washington, D.C. Republican people. I think they could be wrong on it, but weird that his name came up a whole bunch this week. What do you guys think? Who gets the VP? I'm Doug in Exile.